What's up guys, I'm Random Frank P, back with episode 2 of Setup Tech. The series where we take a look at some really cool things you can add to your office or your gaming setup to, either make it look better or to add to its overall productivity. Today we're checking out LaMetric. This is an all-in-one crazy cool smart clock. It's 2017, smart tech is going to be all the rage from here on out. So having something like this in a smart clock, which is going to give you a lot of possibilities with it as well, something that I think you can really take advantage of when adding to your setup. So first off, just taking a look at it, it doesn't really look too different than, a normal digital clock you might see. The front of it is, it's like it's matte black finish where the screen's going to shine nicely through there. You get some nice saturated colors as well, so it's not too dull or anything. On top is a little light sensor, so it can tell whether it's dark or light in your room to dim the brightness appropriately. And you have 3 buttons on top that's kind of for scrolling through some of the apps you can add to this, or the triggering its function and stuff. On the right side, you have a speaker with the power button there to turn it on and off. On the left side, you have the volume buttons there on the bottom with a speaker, because yes, this is also a Bluetooth speaker. Then on the back to power this is the little port for a micro USB, as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack in case you want to, connect this to some external speakers. But for its general appearance, it's very simple looking, which is good. Not a lot going on, which is also a plus. You can kind of put this in with whatever kind of theme you have for your setup, and it's not going to stick out like an eyesore. Now, what's gonna make this so appealing to people, or why are people gonna want something like this? First off, I could say this is much more advanced than your average smart clock that you've probably seen or used out there. And just after using this for around a month, the opportunities that you can do with this are becoming endless, because this is updated daily and they're constantly adding new things and new functions for it, which is really cool. So it's all controlled within the LaMetric app. This is how you're gonna change up the apps and all the certain stuff there on the homepage. And it's very simple. The apps are laid out right there in front of your face. And you can do things like on the bottom, you can have it so it'll auto scroll between all the apps you have enabled. You can have it click to scroll, which is, pressing the buttons on top to pick what kind of app you want to display, or just show one app. But the preset ones they have for you is, the first one's obviously gonna be a clock as its main purpose. There is a weather app which is gonna go through and show you, what the temperature is outside. You can have show the wind speed, humidity, the pressure, the precipitation, and it shows it visually, which is really cool. There is a radio, and like I said before, it's a Bluetooth speaker, but the radio on here is very impressive. There are literally hundreds upon hundreds of radio stations to pick from. I thought there was gonna be 5 to 10 preset ones, but there are hundreds. You can go through and search the ones that you listen to and add them, so that's really great. There's a stopwatch app, a timer app, and the one that I use this for pretty much 24/7 on my setup is for a live YouTube subscription feed where you link this to your YouTube channel and it shows you in real time the number of subs you have. I think having that real time feed is really cool to look at, just because it's kind of like a validation that your work is paying off, where you're just seeing your subs go up. And for me, that's important. I like that. Why not have a constant check-in on your milestones, And some of the other ones you can add that I have here are some Chuck Norris quotes, where it'll just show you a random joke from Chuck Norris, a days till Christmas counter. I have an oil price indicator so you can see, up-to-date stock prices with the oil. I also have a tracker to keep me up to date with the current gold prices per ounce, which is important to me, but probably not to anybody else out there. You can check in on stock quotes. I have one that shows me my real-time followers as well for Twitter, so kind of like the YouTube one, just to my Twitter handle, as well as you can link it to your Gmail, your whatever kind of email account you have, so it'll show you when you get a new alert and the kind of how many emails you have unread in your current box. But it does not end there, which is why I really like it, because you can go into the bottom, click the little add button, and there are still hundreds upon hundreds of different apps that you can add to this thing. You can link it to if this then that. You can add it to your Hue bulb system, add it to the Amazon Alexa system. There are tons of things. You could have it show real-time news alerts, a Facebook fan counter. This thing goes on for pages and pages and pages of numerous different things out there. Even, like your real-time Instagram followers, which is cool. You can also go up and kind of, check between the different categories or search for certain apps that you would want to see to this. And developers are constantly making and developing new apps for this, so it's really just constantly growing day by day. But like I mentioned earlier, I mainly keep it stock as the YouTube subscription counter just to keep an eye on that. However, within the app, it's also still really cool. You can see here for the clock, there's a little logo on the side, and this is kind of like your clock face. Even this is 100% customizable. You can go in and pick between, again, I've said it numerous times so far, hundreds upon hundreds of graphics or animations to show there. You can even create your own, kind of like draw your own clock face to put on display. So yes, I could quickly draw up a crappy kind of looking random Frank P logo and have it fit there. So whenever I'm checking the clock, it's got my little logo there. I just love finding things like this where you can, add it to your setup and take your productivity to the next level completely, and link it to stuff like your Hue bulbs, your Alexa account, or all your social media to stay up to date with this smart clock. And for businesses and companies especially, having that real-time, stock alerts and the Google Analytics, you can link this to anything like that and see the real-time analytics for your business or account. Watch your stock prices go up and down either way, which is going to be cool. So that's why I really think this is going to stand out on the market as being very different and much more appealing to people than the rest of the ones out there. Now, the one downside I will say about the LaMetric smart clock is that it is $200. Everyone probably heard me say that, and they're not listening right now because they're scrolling down to the comment section and commenting, so they're not listening. So I can say something random like, butter pecan iced coffee needs to come back to Dunkin' Donuts right now. All right, now why is that price point kind of absurd? Well, first off, for a smart clock, I think anything above 100 to 150 is a lot. And is $200 worth it for this? That's a hard price point to kind of recommend anybody out there for something like this. While I think it's extremely cool, that's just a lot of money, and I think it would sell a lot more if it was $150 and below. But if you have the extra funds, if you've been looking for something like this, I think it is worth it then. You can add it to your setup and just take the productivity to a whole new level with the LaMetric smart clock. Something really, really cool that I would recommend for part 2 of the Setup Tech series. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to check it out, maybe see if you can find it on Amazon used, buy for cheaper, I'll put it linked in the description down below. If you like this episode, definitely give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at RandomFrankP. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.